Hi, my name's Sam and I'm playing Willy Wonka. I am very excited to be working with this cast and crew. We just met yesterday, but everyone's very warm and friendly, and it's been made a really safe space, and I can tell everyone's very generous and funny. It's a joy to work with some of the people who I've actually admired for a long time, such as Phil Harris and Gillian, and yeah, some people I know, some people I don't, but it's been a really creative and exciting room to be in so far. Yeah, I'd say I resonate a lot with Willy Wonka, who I'm obviously playing. In particular, his journey from feeling, actually it says a lot about me now, quite reclusive and quite introverted as well. But he has a big imagination. Obviously, that's not a nod to the song. And his sort of childlike nature, I think, and playfulness. Yes, I think I really resonated with that. That's a really good question, because there's obviously a few people who've played him, a few very iconic actors as well, let alone the part being so iconic. It's something that I think everyone's grown up with since they were children. Roald Dahl books, and I think, but in particular, it's the Gene Wilder version for me. That's the first one I saw anyway, and there's again what I was saying about that sort of playful, almost innocence, if you like, about what Gene Wilder brought to the role, and his playfulness. That's something I really resonate with, and he's got a big emotional intelligence. He's a character who's sensitive and he's quite guarded, and he has this armour up, and he decides when to let it down, and some sort of questionable things as well to explore with, the sort of ethics of punishment, with kids turning them into caramel and stuff. So, but I've gone a bit off tangent there. But yeah, Gene Wilder for me is the one I've got in my head. I'd like to say a way to take the audience down one way, but then never quite knowing what I'm going to do, and that's something I want to play with and sort of bring out more. Is that just when they maybe think they know, okay, we got a hold of this character now. Oh no! I never expected him to do that. So that kind of playfulness, I think. But I think they've all brought that to it. So. Yeah, I don't know. Unique. I think it's those things that I go back to again. And we've been discovering it in rehearsal today, actually. We did the first scene with me and Charlie, and it's that imagination, creativity, innovation, these things that get suppressed in us as we grow up, and wanting to have to conform to be like other people, and I'm neurodivergent myself, and I live with a chronic condition, obsessive compulsive disorder, and working with, actually this is one of the joys of working with Richard, is he's a real celebrant of our sort of different backgrounds and things we deal with, and our differences. And Willy Wonka's really proud to be himself, and he doesn't conform to anybody else. And so I think that would, yes, he has this armour on for a long period, but he's prepared to be himself, and he dares to do great things. and he never lets his you know, one of my favourite lines is that it must be believed to be seen, and that I think epitomises him for me. He can see it first before it happens, and I think children love that anything's possible. You know, he has flowers made of candy, and you know, it snows sugar, and he has a giraffe that you can milk and make pina colada milkshakes out of. You know, it's just, you know, who wouldn't be inspired by that? I think so. Yeah, I think that's his big thing. Yeah.